High infant mortality rates, persistent achievement gaps, and the impact of parental opiate use. That's what we're talking about this afternoon with Tammy Silverman, who is the president and CEO of the Indiana Youth Institute. Always great to have you here, Tammy.
Same, thank you.
These are complex social problems. How do you even begin wrapping your hands around it and solving them?
Well, we bring the right people together to the table. I think so many times when we hear those big issues, we kind of just throw our hands up and say, what can we do? But the reality is there's a lot of people that are already doing great things in organizations. The kind of challenge is to bring them to the table together and get them working in the same direction.
Yeah, you've got governments, you've got schools, other organizations, each with different roles. So how do you get them to the same table working toward the common goal?
Well, there's actually a model called the collective impact model that talks about how you go about doing it. So you don't have to recreate the wheel. And so what you really need is one really local champion, somebody that's spearheading it. You know, if we're talking about achievement gaps, that might be the school. And then you need a backbone organization, somebody that's kind of that neutral third party that can bring people to the table and start talking about how can we work together, how can we kind of step back from our individual agendas to make sure that we're doing the best things we can for our kids.
How important is youth mentoring in trying to solve some of these issues?
It is absolutely critical. And when we're talking about any of these issues, we need to make sure that the people who are being impacted are also at that table. So many times I go to an awful lot of meetings where we're talking about kids and there's no kids there. And we haven't talked to kids, we haven't brought in their voices. And we've seen recently in some of the news stories, kids want to be engaged, particularly the older they get. So, you know, it's really important that we mentor them, we talk to them about how to effectively be engaged, and then we sit back sometimes and listen.
All right, so our viewers who are listening, what is their action step? What should they be doing?
They could be reaching out and saying, this issue is important to me. So sometimes trying to tackle everything can be overwhelming. So really hone in on what that important issue is and then see who's leading the charge in your area. Who are those local champions, and volunteer to help.
Get in the game.
Get in the game, you betcha.
All right, Tammy Silverman with Indiana Youth Institute joining us today to talk about a lot of social issues that we need to try to tackle.
Absolutely.
All right, Tammy, thanks.
Thank you.